So it was up to Secret Service agents to just decide to preserve documents they thought were relevant. Shockingly, it looks like none of them did. Little odd for an organization that insists it has nothing to hide. Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren is a Democrat of California. She sits on the January 6th committee, which will hold its next public hearing on Thursday, and she joins me now. Well, Congresswoman, what is your response, reaction to them coming back pursuant to the subpoena and saying, sorry, there's nothing there?
Well, we have a concern, and the letter that was sent to the committee, I think is going to be released shortly by the staff, and I won't go into it. But as Stephanie Murphy said earlier today, 6 committee chairmen from the committees of jurisdiction, this was before the January 6th committee existed, Homeland Security, Oversight, Intelligence, and Judiciary, sent a letter on the 16th of January saying preserve everything. And subsequent to that, the Secret Service allowed the evidence that had been commanded to be retained to be destroyed. So that's a tremendous concern. We got one text message, and I haven't seen it yet. It's going to be sent over to me, but it's clear to me that is a text message that might have been captured through another branch of government. I just think, we need to find out a lot more about this than we currently know. And we also need to find out what technologically is possible to recover all of the communications between the Secret Service and others on the 5th and on the 6th in particular, but not just those days. So we will be pursuing more information as a committee soon.
Yeah, just to follow up on that, I mean, somewhat ironically, my understanding is the Secret Service actually runs a document recovery forensic unit that specializes in essentially extracting data that is deleted or lost. It does seem like there might be some technical means of finding that information. Is that something you're going to pursue?
Yes, and there is backup that's done for continuity of government purposes under the Federal Records Act. In their letter, they gave no indication that they have secured the phones in question and done some forensic work with them. That's something we want to know. Yes, obviously, this doesn't look good. And so, coincidences can happen, but we really need to get to the bottom of this and get a lot more information than we have currently. And again, I mean, we don't want to overthink this. January 16th, they were told to preserve everything. And within a week or two, they allowed it to be destroyed. So that's very problematic.
Yeah, I got to say, document retention requests are very common. They're common in government. They happen in civil litigation all the time. People take them seriously. I mean, unless you're, it's a big deal. If you get if there's a lawsuit, anything, a real estate dispute, a trust and estate dispute, retain these documents. Like, you go in, you make sure you retain them. And also it's fairly standard. It happens a fair amount. This is not, I guess what I'm trying to say is, this is not a crazy anomalous request to come into the Secret Service for them to be sort of incapable of handling, right?
Well, I would think not. And, let's remember the demand to preserve documents and evidence was directed by the chair people of the 4 committees of jurisdiction in the House of Representatives. And it was about an insurrection, a huge threat to our country. And it's just inconceivable that would have been dismissed. I mean, so what did happen? We need to find out.